As parents, we don't usually discuss our financial situation with our children. A few days ago, my 10-year-old came up to me and asked, "Mom, are we rich?" When I was in parent school, they didn't prepare me for this question. Should wealth be measured in comparison to people around us? Maybe in relation to our needs, to how much we can give others? Parashat Terumah describes the tabernacle and its furnishings that were made of precious material, gold and silver, valuable fabrics and special leathers. It opens with Moses calling on all the children of Israel to contribute to the temple. Me'et kol ish asher yidbenu libo tikhu et trumati. It was not a duty, but an act of charity, out of free will and generosity of the heart. We should bear in mind that these people were slaves. They had very little property of their own. Despite this, they brought a lot of personal jewelry and materials for the building of the tabernacle. The question of how much you give is not related to how much money you have, but to your desire to contribute and your willingness to give. This reminds me of a beautiful story that takes us to a completely different period in the land of Israel, while the temple still existed. It tells about Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa, an important sage. Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa watched all the people going up to Jerusalem, taking with them fine gifts and offerings for the temple. How he longed to go with them and bring something wonderful for God. Alas, Rabbi Hanina was very poor. He had nothing he could offer. He wandered sadly in the desert field. Suddenly, he saw an interesting stone on the ground. It was very large and beautiful. What a splendid idea, thought Rabbi Hanina. I will take this stone to the holy temple as my gift to God. Rabbi Hanina ran home and got his tools. He cut the stone and polished it till its colors shone beautifully. At last, it was fit to decorate the holy temple. But how would he ever get it there? He looked for someone to help. He would need 5 strong men to carry it, and they would have to be paid. What was Rabbi Hanina to do? He barely had 5 gold coins as his whole life's savings. Suddenly, 5 men appeared, as if out of nowhere. "We will help you carry this stone," they said. "You can give us each 1 gold coin." That was exactly how much money Rabbi Hanina could afford. "Yes," he agreed at once. "I will give you that much." "You must also help us carry the stone," said the men. As the men lifted the stone, Rabbi Hanina placed his hand under it too. Suddenly he found himself in Jerusalem, standing right there in the temple. "Here, I'll pay you," he said to the men, but they had all vanished. Rabbi Hanina hurried to speak with the priests. They smiled. "Those people must have been angels sent to help you," they said. So Rabbi Hanina donated the money and thanked God for helping him. This story teaches us that giving is not a matter for the rich only, and it is not necessarily related to money. Anyone can contribute, even if he is poor. It is a matter of desire, thought, and effort. And going back to the question of my 10-year-old, in this sense, we are all rich because we all have something we can give. The mitzvot associated with Purim teach us to open our heart and open our hands. Mitzvat mishloach manot, sending food to our friends, and matanot la'evyonim, gifts to the needy. May we always find the treasures within us and the strength and will to give others. Shavua Tov from Schechter.